That smell you catch walking past the Sam's Club food section? That's a $4.98 lesson in how grocery stores have been overcharging you for years. One rotisserie chicken bigger, juicier, and better seasoned than most $10 birds has quietly turned into a symbol of financial self-defense. Why are shoppers joking that this chicken alone is worth the membership? Because once you taste it, you realize what's been missing from every overpriced deli counter in town. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. Costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Let's start with the smell that hits you before you even see it. Fresh, warm, and steady enough to cut through the noise of the aisles. That's where the questions begin. How can one store hand you a full rotisserie chicken? Moist, seasoned, ready to eat, for $4.98, when almost every other supermarket wants twice that for something smaller and far less impressive? It isn't a promo. It's an admission slip to a bigger story about what we've been paying for convenience. For years, grocery chain chickens earned a bad reputation. They sit under heat lamps until the skin turns dull. The size shrinks, the flavor thins, and you start wondering if you're really getting a meal or leftovers packaged to look respectable. Walk into a regular store, hand over $9.99, and you'll probably walk out with a bird that could fit in the palm of your hand once carved. It's the kind of purchase you justify because you're busy, not because it's worth it. That assumption, price equals quality, has quietly trained shoppers to accept less for more. Now compare that to the Sam's Club counter. The chicken there looks alive with color. The skin is crisp in a way that crackles when you tear into it, and the meat glistens instead of drying out. You can hear that faint sear sound when the first knife hits the skin. Side by side, the difference is almost theatrical. The pricey grocery bird feels deflated and bland. The Sam's version looks like it belongs on a dinner ad. At $4.98, it doesn't just undercut, it exposes. The truth is, that number makes a statement about grocery markups most customers never question. If one retailer can serve a sizable golden chicken for less than $5, it forces you to ask what kind of numbers are padded into everyone else's pricing. Either Sam's has cracked the efficiency code, or other stores have been leaning hard on the margin game. Both explanations rewrite what you think competitive pricing means. Online, the chatter says it all. Shoppers joke it's the only reason they renew their membership, calling it the deal that makes you feel like you've beaten the system. Beneath the humor runs a quiet kind of defiance. People sense they've stumbled onto proof that the price of convenience doesn't have to double the cost of food. For a lot of families, that realization lands like a small victory in a season when grocery bills climb faster than paychecks. A $4.98 chicken turns into a small act of financial self-defense. Feed your household well, spend half, and question why you ever paid more. That's the real punchline. This isn't just a good meal, it's a clue. And once you see how one rotisserie chicken can break the rules of retail math, you start to wonder what else hiding in those aisles plays the same game. You know that tiny comfort you get grabbing a big-name cleaner thinking, at least this one works? That feeling might be what's thinning your wallet faster than the soap foams. Most of us buy certain brands by reflex, paper towels, detergent, toilet paper because the logos look safe. They've been on every shelf since childhood, wrapped in cartoon mascots that promise softness, sparkle, or premium strength. What they don't say is that much of what you're paying for is the commercial, not the product. Let's start with paper towels. The so-called quicker picker sits right next to Member's Mark, both thick sheets stacked in tidy rolls. The price tag tells the story. Member's Mark gives you more sheets per roll at a noticeably lower cost, and users swear it's as tough and absorbent as the leading name. One person put it bluntly after switching, "I used to swear by Bounty, now I swear at it." The frustration makes sense once you do the math. Those few cents you save per sheet turn into real money over a year of spills, kitchens, and bathroom runs. The wipe feels the same, but your receipt doesn't. Now slide over to the detergent aisle, where bright orange and blue bottles fight for attention like rival billboards. Tide still dominates, selling the same message it always has. That clean has a color and it comes at a cost. But the Members Mark version stands right beside it, holding half the sticker price and promising the same results. Reviews back that up. One shopper shared that they save about $80 a year by switching and said their clothes smell better than ever. That claim alone hints at the illusion driving big brand loyalty. If both clean and one smells fresher, what exactly are you paying extra for? It comes down to marketing psychology. Big brands use scent and design the way casinos use lighting, carefully, invisibly, to make you feel good spending more. Bright packaging, nostalgic jingles, and the idea of luxury in a laundry room all work together to justify the markup. But when you strip away the branding, what's left is chemical performance. And testers repeatedly find little to no difference in absorbency or stain removal once you remove the label. Even in the bathroom aisle, the script doesn't change. Members Mark toilet paper rivals well-known names in softness and strength but sells for less, without the family of dancing cartoon bears. You get more rolls for your money, same comfort, less fluff. Literally and financially. The illusion cracks as soon as you realize that a premium label often hides a standard formula dressed in advertising. Every one of these swaps tells the same quiet truth. Comfort doesn't have to cost extra. Shifting to private label staples isn't a downgrade, it's a strategy. Each small trade adds up on shelves, on receipts, and in that moment when you realize the chore you hated just got cheaper without sacrifice. And if saving money on soap feels that easy, wait until you see what happens when the savings taste good. Here's the twist most shoppers never expect. The cheap stuff can taste and feel expensive. That's the part that throws people off when they wander past the dessert aisle at Sam's. You expect the baked goods in bulk to taste, well, bulk. But then you see the Members Mark mini cheesecakes, set out in rows, each smooth top catching a faint gloss under the light, and suddenly the idea of store brand starts feeling wrong. The texture is rich, the flavor is full, and the first bite is closer to a handmade bakery piece than a mass-market dessert. One detail from the research says it best. These minis are so good that people admit to eating several at a time, even late at night. That's not convenience, that's indulgence. 63 of them cost about what a bakery charges for 6, which makes the price feel almost disrespectful to the pastry world. It's the same story down the aisle with the butter croissants. They don't just mimic the shape of cafe pastries. They compete with them. Layers pull apart with a light snap before melting on your tongue. The kind of flake you only get when real butter does the work. The color is a healthy gold, not a sprayed-on gloss. And the taste leaves that faint salty echo that comes from good dough handled well. These are the kind you'd normally grab from behind glass at a coffee shop. 2 for the cost of a full dozen here. That difference changes the math. People start realizing they haven't stumbled onto a discount. They found a quiet rebellion against overpriced pastry counters. Buying a box feels like you've hacked the grocery system without even trying. Then there's the cheese section, usually a maze of vacuum-sealed slices in loud packaging. On the same shelves sits the Members Mark Munster. No cartoon logo, no premium crafted slogan. Just a block of cheese that melts evenly, beats name brands in flavor, and costs less per pound than the market leaders. It's the kind of quiet upgrade you only notice after the first bite. Creamy, smooth, faintly nutty. It works on burgers or sandwiches without the rubbery aftertaste that pre-sliced packs carry. The research notes that shoppers go back to it for that melt and richness, calling it fresher and better despite the lower tag. What's going on here isn't luck. Sam's Club isn't just filling a discount niche. It's brushing shoulders with small bakeries and cheese artisans, showing that quality now wears plain packaging. When the cheesecake and croissant aisles start tasting like someone's Saturday splurge, the definition of private label begins to shift. It's no longer about cutting corners. It's about cutting costs without lowering standards. Savvy shoppers catch that early, and once they do, every trip down those aisles feels like getting away with something delicious. The real inflation hack isn't clipping coupons. It's learning which private label items quietly outperform the brands that trained you to overspend. Those store products match or exceed what national brands promise, but without the glossy price tag. Try one swap this week: paper towels, detergent, or dessert, and track what changes on your receipt. It's a simple way to see how often brand loyalty costs more than it earns. Because when a $4.98 chicken can reveal how inflated pricing really is, you have to wonder what else in those aisles is hiding the truth about price and quality.